Assalamu alaikum, it's Imad from Halal or Nothing. Follow me as I continue to hunt for halal food on my trip to Japan and search for the world's best halal food. So bismillah, let's dig in and explore the halal world together. Welcome to Kyoto. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Day 3, we are going from Tokyo to Kyoto. We are at Tokyo Station right now. We're gonna hop on the bullet train, which is a train that goes over 300 kilometers per hour, and it's going to be around a 2-hour train ride from Tokyo to Kyoto, so come along with us. Alhamdulillah, we made it onto the Shinkansen, the bullet train. That was really confusing to navigate through Tokyo Station. I find that the subways over here are fairly intuitive, but when it came to transferring from the subway to the bullet train, that was actually a little bit confusing, but alhamdulillah we made it with 6 minutes to spare. Okay, so we didn't have breakfast this morning, but we stopped by some grocery store in the Tokyo Station, and this is what I got. I got some coffee, I got some moo juice, mocha flavored. I got these little cheese curds or whatever. I read the ingredients, they look fine to me. And then I also got this bagel. Wifey got some yogurt, some coffee, some veggies, some almonds. Now, kind of crazy, but we booked our train tickets like a week ago and we couldn't get a seat on the side that faces Mount Fuji. So we are actually not going to be seeing Mount Fuji. Worked out in our favor because it's pretty cloudy outside, so I don't even think you'll be able to see Mount Fuji, but could be wrong. Alhamdulillah, we have touched down in Kyoto, Japan, and we're just lugging our suitcases all the way to our hotel first before we start exploring for the day. Don't say I didn't warn you, but in Japan you have to walk up a lot of stairs. Yes, there's elevators, yes, there's escalators, but you will find yourself in situations where you'll have to walk up a ton of flights of stairs. If you're planning on eating a lot, then walking up all these stairs is definitely going to be in your benefit to work off all the food you've been eating. It's definitely a workout that they don't really advertise. Now we are headed to our first excursion of the day. We are going to a traditional tea ceremony. We're in a very, very non-touristy area of Kyoto right now, so our expectations are not that high.
So, but if you're sitting on the block, your posture. So please focusing on the spine. And we are used called kohaku.
Just finished up the tea ceremony. It was a very, very peaceful experience. I thought it was excellent. Kind of sad that it is sort of a dying part of Japanese culture. The guy who did the ceremony really did a good job kind of explaining that it's not about the tea, it's actually about the mindfulness associated with tea. And when you have a tea ceremony, you don't actually talk about tea, you talk about things other than tea. Things like gratitude and mindfulness and talking about other things other than the tea, like the teapot. He was also mentioning that the tea house that we're in is over 100 years old, and there's not a lot of tea houses in Japan left. Seeing tea ceremonies conducted and seeing a tea room inside of a Japanese house is something that is not frequently seen because of the natural disasters and the earthquakes that Japan frequently experiences. I thought this was a really, really traditional experience, and I highly recommend checking out this place in Oboro, Kyoto. So after that tea ceremony, we've worked up a little bit of an appetite. We're at Honolulu Halal Ramen. Fun fact, they actually have a few other restaurants under the same name. One is for Wagyu Udon, which is right there, which has a lineup for it, and they also have an omakase restaurant. All three of these halal restaurants are in the same street, which is nice to see. Apparently this is one of the best halal ramen spots in Japan. They've got locations in Osaka, Kyoto, Tokyo, and they've got a number of different restaurants underneath their brand as well. Ramen finally arrived. It actually only took like 10 minutes to come. Wifey got the rich chicken ramen and I got the fried chicken ramen. It looks really good. It looks like it's gonna have a lot of umami. We're gonna do a little taste test now. Bismillah.
They just add veggies.
Ooh, it's got a very deep chickeny flavor, which is really nice. It's gonna have a little bit of chili oil in this. I do think it's a little bit more on the umami side, and I want a little bit of a kick to it. It's got more of like that familiar ramen taste. I'm thinking like Mr. Noodles, but like much better than just like a cup of noodles. Let's try the chicken. The chicken is super juicy. I think it's a chicken thigh or chicken leg. This has got like flavor. And I also ordered the Wagyu rice. We heard like 3 or 4 people talking about as soon as we stepped foot into the restaurant. Bismillah. Take a piece of Wagyu and some rice. There's a sauce in here that's like almost like a very light soy sauce that they lined it into the bottom of the dish. It's like slightly sweet. I think it's really nice. It complements the fattiness of the Wagyu as well. What my wife is suggesting, which I think is a fantastic idea, is to actually go to a non-halal spot and have one of the vegan or vegetarian ramens just to see how it compares, to see if we're actually missing out when it comes to halal ramen versus non-halal ramen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to day 2 in Kyoto, Japan. Today we are just going to explore the entire vicinity of the city. Hopefully we're going to see some nature, and we're also going to go see some famous landmarks. So we've made our way to our first stop of the day, which is a breakfast spot. It's a traditional Japanese breakfast, so not something we are used to seeing around the world. This place called Lorimer in Kyoto, so let's go check it out. So they have a set menu of several different types of dishes and then a bunch of different options and sides. I'm not too familiar with this place. My wife picked it out because it was something that she definitely wanted to try, being in Kyoto. I'm going into it with a very open mind, I promise. So our food is here. I know a lot of Western people probably aren't used to having something like this for breakfast. It's very interesting to see how people eat across the world and how different it is from what we're normally used to in a Western society. So this is a really cool plate. It's got a bunch of different small little dishes. Okay, so they actually gave us a little bit of a cooking explanation too, because I have no idea what she was actually giving us, and she only spoke Japanese. But we did say no meat, and the only thing with meat was this bacon pizza that they were giving. And as you can see, it's not on the plate. They also served it with some miso soup and some rice, baked eggs over here. We've got a little bit of a salad over here, some pumpkin salad over here, black sesame, and then this is the seasonal fish, or the daily fish. I think today it's a silver cod. Every single question that I'm asking, I get a response to. So they have basically all of the dishes laid out over here with the ingredients as well. So I'm not really used to having fish for breakfast. I think this tastes more like a mackerel than a cod. These veggies are really good to kind of cleanse your palate because there's a lot of strong flavors like fish, pickles, and you need kind of a break sometimes. So I feel like just to refresh your palate a little bit, it's nice to get like a little bit of a taste of vegetables. This is probably the most interesting meal I've had on this trip. Like, it's just such a good variety of textures and flavors. So the fish is fishy, but the skin is crispy. The pumpkin salad is sweet and it's soft and mushy in its texture. The black sesame tofu is very delicate and it's got a little bit of an interesting flavor. Then you have your citrus to balance it out. You got an egg, which has got that eggy flavor and that bouncy kind of texture. Then you got your pickles, which are thinly sliced to have that little bit of crisp with freshness and acidity. And you have your stickiness of your rice, your brininess of your miso soup. Just finished our meal, alhamdulillah. As a food blogger, you gotta be open to trying new things and being adventurous. So my wife pushed me outside of my comfort zone for this, and I thought it was pretty solid. Definitely very different than what we're used to. Very pickly, very briny, lots of strong flavors to start the day, which I guess is a Japanese thing. Found it pretty interesting. So after breakfast, we've made our way to the north side of the city, where we are going to check out a famous bamboo forest, which is a plant only native to Japan, called the Arashiyama bamboo forest. Well, you know what they say, you're only in Japan once, so you already know we had to get dripped out in a kimono. I gotta lie, I'm feeling this fit, man. Allah my barik. Oh my god.
صلى الله على محمد بهداه الكون أسفى وبه التاريخ أزهى صاحب الوجه المنور فهو بالحسن تفرد.
Now, one of the other famous things here is a monkey park. So we're gonna go upstairs and check out some monkeys. They said it was a 20-minute uphill walk, and we're in these little Japanese kimono slippers. Absolutely terrible idea. I do not recommend. Monkey. It's a monkey. First monkey. Monkey. Assalamu alaikum ya monkey. Monkey.
Please keep distance more than 2 meters.
Oh. We got the nanners. Say thanks, bro.
Give it to the baby.
Here you go, sir. There you go.
Look, he's such a thief.
Did you get that on camera? This is so cool. Everything is halal. It says halal friendly, chicken clear, halal friendly, halal friendly. So let's get some gyoza as well. Total is only 25 bucks for all this, so let's purchase this.
Please insert.
It has to be more aesthetic. Nice. Okay, so it took maybe 6 minutes for the food to arrive. So I got the chicken with soy sauce, salty taste clear soup, whatever it's called. And wifey got the salty broth with the halal chicken. And she got a boiled egg. And I also got some veg gyoza as well, just to try. This is the gyoza I've been waiting for. It was boiled, but also pan fried. So it's got that crispy and soft texture. Okay, bismillah, we're gonna try the broth first of mine. Ooh. It just tastes very clean. Bismillah. Let's try it with the noodles. The noodles taste fresh, but they also taste like they're very thin in its nature. Chicken is very soft, juicy, beautiful. Now let's try the gyoza. The gyoza is good. It doesn't taste like a meat gyoza. I don't know what I was expecting. Why I was expecting it to taste like a meat gyoza. It's a veg gyoza. So it tastes like veggies, but the veggies inside are moist as well, which is nice. Now also trying the salty broth. Oh wow, it's good. It's got a really nice brininess to it. Chickeny, briny. I think this is the kind of meal that is really it just feels like a home cooked meal, which is nice. This is great, and I like the little microgreens on top, the little shredded. I think what looks like a radish. Just brings that freshness and just brightens up the meal a little bit. I'm gonna put some yuzu pepper in here as well, just to spice it up a little bit. This is probably out of all the noodle spots the one I prefer the most so far. Better than gyumon, but this is not ramen, right? If you're coming here expecting ramen, then you're not gonna get it. This is like a Japanese noodle soup. But the first place we went to was a spicy ramen. The second place we went to was a more normal ramen. And this one is a noodle soup place. After that meal, we're just taking a little bit of a night stroll. There's a very beautiful pagoda looking building right there, which is pretty sick. And there's a bunch of Nanga shirky things on the wall. And, I'm just having a little bit of a matcha. Good morning. It's our last day in Kyoto. The only thing we haven't really hit was this very famous shrine called Fushimi Inara Taisha, and we're here right now, and that's about it. Okay, let's go. And this is the view, not from the top, but from close to the top. Pocari Sweat, if you're watching this video, I like your ion water a lot. It's filled with lots of electrolytes. It's very healthy, very crispy. Probably one of the best things I've ingested into my body this entire trip. And looking for a sponsorship, hit me up. Okay, we've checked out of our hotel and now we are going to explore Kyoto for a little bit more, and maybe we'll get some udon for lunch today before we make our way to Osaka. So even if you don't find a lot of halal options in Japan, you will 100% run into some vegan options, and veganism is huge here because Buddhism is huge here, and a lot of Buddhists don't eat meat. We're gonna try and find a vegan udon or ramen place, and we actually found a place. It's in the same area that we were a few days ago, so it's like right across from Honolulu Ramen, and it's called Omen. Just switching it up a little bit from like the halal restaurants that we've been going to. So we came to a spot with a vegetarian menu, and we came for udon noodles. Thank you. So I got the regular udon noodles. So basically they came with a bunch of vegetables that are plated really nicely. They also gave some sesame seeds. And essentially what you're supposed to do is take all these veggies, put it into the broth. This is a vegetarian broth. And you're supposed to take the noodles in from here and dip it in here before you ingest it. We got the, put all the veggies into the broth. I put a little bit of spice in there and some sesame seeds. I love sesame seeds, so we're just gonna mix that all up. So we got our udon noodles, which I'm having a tough time getting onto my chopsticks. I'm gonna dip it into the soup over here. That's good. Oh, I definitely added a little bit too much spice. Because I think there's definitely some sort of like a Szechuan pepper in the spice blend, because it's starting to numb my mouth a little bit. So in a good way, but it's a little bit too overpowering now. It's a little bit more clean, it's a little bit more fresh, and what I'm longing for is a little bit of that umami flavor, so I'm hoping they can give us a little bit of soy sauce just so I can add that into the broth. That was our last meal in Kyoto, and we will not be returning to Kyoto for the rest of the trip. So tune in to our next video where we will be traveling to Osaka to check out some of the halal food over there and check out some of the recommendations that I've been given. If you like this video, make sure to comment, leave a like, subscribe, and tell your friends about Halal or Nothing, your source for halal food and travel content. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.